starting your own coaching journey, what were your initial challenges to
Yeah,
take your
good
first step?
question. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so my initial challenges were that I wasn't good enough to do it. Okay, that I didn't know enough to do it, and so I didn't have to spend $100,000. Looking back now, I didn't have to spend that money to do to get what I've actually been able to get now. So, and which is why I've moved into this space, because I see a lot of people do that, and a lot of people fall into the same patterns that I was actually going through myself. So I think, yeah, the major one is, oh, I'm not good enough. Why would anyone want to listen to me? It's not the right time is another thing I would tell myself as well. So, and again, it all came back to, my own self-image and how I viewed myself. So really the first thing I had to do was change my self-image. I had to build a new identity. And so that identity, and anyone can do this. This is a great exercise to do, guys. If you're listening, is think about the sort of person you want to become. Okay. So we've all got role models. We've all got people that we look up to or aspire to be, and just start writing down the traits of those people. And those traits, excuse me, those traits that you see in those people, they're already within yourself, because if you're seeing them in them, the only way you're seeing them in someone else is if they're inside of you, because it's just a reflection of what you've got anyway. Okay. So write down the person you want to become, and start acting like that person. Think about every situation in your life. It would be like me too, and then ... So how would you act, in a relationship? How would you act in a social situation? How would you act coming onto a podcast if you were nervous and you've never done a podcast before, or public speaking? Or it really does start with that, because once you can sort of change the story about what you're telling yourself about yourself and who you are, because that's all that they are. They're stories. Okay, they're stories that we've learned from when we were kids, and our beliefs are formed, from when we're born, really to when we're 7 years of age. So those first 7 years is when, all that damage is done, where, we've been associated with what we hear on, on the television, what our parents might tell us, and they may be well intended, they might have all the right intentions,
Yes.
but it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting the right information, so it's just about being aware of that. And once you're aware of that, you can change it.
These are some incredible steps, and like sharing this as and when you have, faced it, and kind of sharing this with our audiences to understand that these are few steps that they might have to cross. I think probably most of them that each one of has have to cross to come to the point to understand that what you really stand for, what you really believe in. And definitely